Hey dear all, hope you are doing well with all the family members of your life and you are staying at home. I'd like to mention that when you try to make a note for your homework or assignments, and besides this, you try to get some preparation for your exams as well, make some preparations to get some ideas about social, political, cultural, and religious situation. As I'm going to talk about modern literature because they had some rebellious mode. They thought what the Victorian people were thinking, totally they were thinking oppositely. And another thing I'd like to mention that suppose in Victorian era, people are thinking everything is very full of honorable thing, or it's full of beauty and good things, but in modern period they were rebellious and they thought like everything is very mean and it's full of stupidity. So try to mention these things. Another thing I'd like to mention that the writers, it can be related to poets, it can be related to novelists and dramatists as well. So make sure get some preparation like poets. I'm going to talk about some writers, poets and novelists as well, like poets Ezra Pound, T.S. Eliot, who is very famous for his Wasteland. And I'd like to mention that which is very important, their reaction, that means modern people's reaction, it was totally against the values, and that led to First World War. And as I have already talked about Ezra Pound and T.S. Eliot, who is very famous for Wasteland, the Wasteland. Another one I need to mention that Robert Frost. That means his writings, most of his writings, specifically his poems, like The Road Not Taken, Mending Wall, and try to mention some fictions. And he is none other than James Joyce, who is also very famous in modern literature. And try to mention some names like who wrote fictions, Franz Kafka, and what can I say, Ernest Hemingway, Virginia Woolf as well. So get some preparation for your exam. And I'd like to mention another name who is also famous in modern literature. He's none other than D.H. Lawrence. That means David Herbert Lawrence, and his one of his famous writings is Sons and Lovers. Okay, best of luck everybody. Stay fine.